Hey everyone, welcome back to another Godzilla Battleline video, and today we are going to be going over the expedition logs for Mothra Leo, the Dorats, and the Super X. So, if you've been here on my channel before, you're going to realize that when I do these log videos, it's more of like a slideshow, but Mothra Leo and the Super X's logs are kind of wonky to explain, and I felt like it would just be better if I showed you how the paths are working, rather than just explain it on a bunch of slides. So I'm doing it like this. Let me know if you prefer it in this way, and I apologize that this isn't out earlier in the day, because I normally upload in the mornings, but it took me a while to figure out how I wanted to do this. I recorded the whole other video, and I didn't like it, and I'm just ripping it, doing it live, straight up, just like this, and we're going to see how it goes, and if you like it, let me know. But I wanted to talk about the logs, and so for those of you who are new, there's a lot of new people to the channel since we made a video like this a month ago. All of the logs in Godzilla Battleline, when you do your expedition maps, are formatted for the most part like this in a three-part structure. So the first part is these two entries, and it is environmental details. The middle part, entries 3, 4, and 5, are going to describe to you your unit category, like a machine or monster, and you can see on the sides I have notes like Super X is an exception and blah blah blah. The final part, part 3, entry 6, 7, and 8 are key identifiers. So for the most part, everything follows the structure, and the ones that don't, we're going to go over them. So I want to talk about the Dorats first. The Dorats follow this basic structure. So for example, let's just start up here. We continue our trek through the mud, blah blah blah. Some creatures made their home here. We have set out on our expedition, but are yet to encounter anything out of the ordinary. Okay, pretty standard 1, 2, 3. You come down here. Progressing further on our search teams, we have emerged into an open area. Awesome. After investigating, one of the soldiers called out. Awesome. And that's going to lead you to any of these monsters, and the Dorats fall under that category. So let's read their expedition logs. I hear the sounds of a creature crying in the distance. However, listening more carefully, I can make out the faint chattering of what in fact seems to be a small group of such creatures. As we proceeded deeper into the forest, I glanced around cautiously and sensed a faint presence in the grass just ahead. Gently pushing through the grass, we are met by 3 creatures resembling a cross between a bat and a cat. Their adorable faces and sparkling eyes melt my heart in an instant. So that's the Dorats. Very easy to follow along with that. It's basically, you know, start from the top, work your way down. No huff, no fluff, fuss, no huss, no fuss. I don't know. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's easy going, you know? Ignore whatever. I don't even know the saying. So now I want to talk about Mothra Leo. Definitely not as confusing as the Super X, but definitely different and more unique in the way we see the logs. So as you can see here, Mothra Leo is bracketed with the other bugs, you know, Mothra, Batra, and the 2 Kamacuras. But they follow the path that branches off from. As we continued our expedition, we heard in the distance what sounded like 2 hard objects rubbing together. And that will bring you to here, carefully surveying the survey, and then along with the noise, you can sense the presence of something gigantic. And that leads you to the bugs. Mothra Leo, how I have it marked over here, starts at a dark figure blocked out the sun above us for a mere moment before flying off into the distance. That is usually indicative of any of the space monsters or some of the flying monsters, and even like some of these man-made, the missiles, the stealth bomber, and the choppers, all come from that. But Mothra Leo branches off. Instead of progressing further, we came across a crash site. It's going to go from the direction the figure has flown to the presence of something gigantic. That is how Mothra Leo's works. It's a little different than normal, but it's not too complicated. From along with the noise, you can sense the presence of something gigantic. We move along to Mothra Leo's logs. We proceeded carefully with our investigation, certain there was something in our vicinity. However, the trees were as thick as we'd ever seen them, hampering our progress. We spotted a large volume of some shiny substance dotted across the treetops, using it to guide as we continued deeper into the forest, and finally ending with a humongous, brightly colored moth descended from the sky. Its green, gentle eyes looked down at us with curiosity. That's Mothra Leo. So, outside of that one deviation up there, you know, pretty simple, pretty easy logs to follow. Now we go to the headache of the week for me, and it is the Super X. So the Super X has its own unique bracket. I had to make a whole new one right here. A silver light briefly flashes through the sky above us. We gather our belongings and hurry in its direction. That's unique. This is only for the Super X. And then it goes to continuing our search for the source of the light. We hear a loud noise up ahead. That's only the Super X. And then it moves to, could there be some kind of facility in this place? We moved swiftly towards the sound. So, this part right here, could there be some kind of facility in this place? We move swiftly towards the sound. That is the 4th entry normally. Okay? On the Super X's log, it's the 5th. On the Super X, you would get like one of these two. Right? Or I should use this one for example, because it has the orange. So these two, so first log, second log, third log, fourth log, fifth log. Okay? No other of these man-made units has that as the 5th log. This is the 4th log. See, and you can see right here, this is the 3rd log for most of those units, and it connects straight to that. It doesn't even hit this one. So instead of relying on our ears to guide us as we investigated our surroundings, which is for most of the other man-made units, it goes to, despite our extensive search of the area, we have been unable to locate the light's source. Just as we were about to give up our search and head back, a booming roar suddenly echoed around us. Turning towards the direction of the sound, we were stunned by the presence of a gigantic floating silver object. Paralyzed by its own powerful aura, we found ourselves unable to do anything but stare at it in utter amazement. And that's for the Super X. So the Super X is a little confusing. I think I could probably do a better job of color coding it, so I'm going to take a look at that. But it definitely is the most jumbled. It's not connected to any of these down here, right? It's just like its own unique thing hanging out up here and doing whatnot coming down here. But that's it. You know, those are the 3 new pieces. And if you want to take a look at this map and all the information that is available on it, there's a link in my Discord, and I'll leave a link on this video. We track all of the logs and all the units you can get, so there's not just the ones we discussed. As you can see, every single unit in the game is mapped. We don't know if it's 100% complete because this whole middle section is kind of confusing, and we don't know if it's random or not, but this is what we have for now, and we've been tracking it, and these are the new units. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked this format better than the old school format that I used to do like last month and the month before, let me know down below. And thank you for watching and making it this far. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.